I am Randy Bell.
What up? It's your boy A-squared.
And this is the NFS podcast fuck. Fuck. See?
Are we stumbling already?
Yeah. This is the NFS podcast, the not for sale podcast, where we got nothing to sell but everything to tell. So, yeah, you know, see, I was practicing. I'm lying. I'm not lying. Am I lying? I don't know. It doesn't really matter if I'm lying or not.
No, it doesn't.
So,
dude, majority of our shit is like we take it as we go.
Exactly.
And I think honestly today is not any different. So,
yep.
Yeah, why don't you start us off?
Well, pretty much we were having a conversation. We're just gonna jump right into it because I don't know. There's not much banter to go on to. So, essentially, we were just talking about music. Surprising, right? Surprising. We were talking about
because we're not artists at all, right? So.
But more so taking it from the fan perspective and the listenership of music and just how things have changed, and not necessarily for the worse, but at the same time not for the better. And a part of me starts to overthink, starts to try to, I guess, be the devil's advocate in the sense of I say listenership, the quality has kind of dropped.
Yeah, more.
And I feel like it's like that for everything in the entertainment industry because everything has become bingeable because of streaming services. And at the same time, they're bad because everyone expects a fast product because instead of giving... God, I'm saying because a lot. Instead of giving everybody an opportunity to just take a week and watch an episode week by week, we get a lot of situations where, you know, you have Netflix, Hulu, and all the other streaming services where they put everything all at once. So people can binge that over a weekend or a day or whatever. And it's like, I love that as the opportunity, but at the same time, you don't really get to take your time and watch it because a lot of people will just do the one and done. They'll watch the whole series and be like, all right, that was a good story. So where's the next one? It's like, bro, watch.
Yeah, I know.
Because in many situations, there's like, for shows, there's little Easter eggs that are put out there to be like, yo, if you paid attention to this or saw this, you would have known this. But at the same time, people don't do that because they're just like, someone else is going to do it and I could just watch it on YouTube. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah. So you get like the commentators who comment on the show that they just one and done, who can actually decipher it, and simultaneously like the consumer, the consumer mentality has just swapped where I'm like, from actually, again, like you said, like just waiting around for the next week and then just digest everything that
and
you have.
Talk with people
and talk about it. Yeah. Instead, no, like everyone is always on the approach of, hey, did you see the entire season? I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm still like I'm the sucker that wants to like binge it, but at the same time like think it through kind of thing, right? I don't know if it's just a me thing personally, but
it's totally just a you thing. I won't lie, I'm on the binging. I am guilty of binging sometimes and just wanting to get another one, but at the same time, I will rewatch things or I'll take times with things. Like what I like to do is I don't like to watch something all in one day. I like to take a couple of days with it or a week, whatever. Like what I'll do is I'll watch an episode, maybe if I'm not crazily busy, I'll watch an episode a day. Just to sit there and think about it. But I also feel like that's a potential I won't act like it's a writer thing. Honestly, it's just like the
appreciation thing, really.
Yeah. Just kind of thinking about it because I also like to decipher things. I like to just kind of break everything down and just go into what were they thinking, but at the same time just go into like, how would I have done that? Or just make up different stories in my head. But that's just me. I love to tell stories, make stories, and all that kind of shit. But also when it comes to music, music is something that can't just be a one and done.
No.
And it sucks for artists who make albums because I'm like, there's so much time put into making music, so much money put into making music, and all we ask for is $1. I mean,
Loki.
No shots.
Shameless plug.
No shots. Music is coming to a place of good. Again, it's coming to this place of like, I feel like it's kind of gone into like this purgatory kind of area where it's like, it's not good, it's not bad, because at the same time now everybody in a sense has an equal opportunity. There's no more I have to wait for the label to sign me so they can get me on the radios and they can get me on the big shows. Now it's just simply I can get my stuff everywhere that all the big artists are, and depending on how much I grow, I could potentially get compared to this artist, in which that can help me open for this artist, which gets me bigger, and blah 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 blah, the whole snowball effect.
Yeah.
But then you have a lot of people who will just kind of listen to it once. They might like it, they might not, who knows, because they didn't really give it a chance. And then there's the people who I think I kind of dislike more, where they just wait for someone to tell you if it's good or bad.
Oh, those, yes.
Yeah. And I hate that, because I'm like, I think it's just because as an artist, I'm like, I also hate critics because bro, like, we put a lot of work into our tracks. I know not everybody. I know there's some people who just come into the industry and just like, I just did whatever, and I'm like, whatever. But then there's the people who put a lot of work into the tracks, and again, the assembly of everything, of instruments, the track
the logistics
order,
of everything,
your lyrics, the melodies, all of that stuff is put into factor of like how much time you take into this. And then someone will come in and listen to your thing for maybe a couple of times. I'm like, I listened to it here, there, and there, and there, and it was shit. And it's like, oh,
thanks.
Okay.
Not even constructive criticism most of the time. It's just, oh, it's shit. Like, it sounds generic. It sounds not even, or like it sounds too derivative. Like, not even like an actual conceptualized concept of a criticism where, okay, maybe small time artists can like evolve from that. No, it's just, oh, it's trash. Don't even bother listening to this shit. Or like, if it doesn't end up being hype, then like,
that's I'll say that's more from the hater side. I'll say that's more of like the hater side. I'll say the critics. I don't know, because again, my music hasn't been critiqued, but and I don't really like to listen to critics. More so, I'm like, if I hear an artist single, then I'll go and listen to the album, and I'll determine if it's good or not myself. But I can't say if they give constructive criticism, but at the same time, I'm like, in most situations, I'll say critics are not of the actual genre or of that job title, so they don't do this to have that full understanding of being in. It's just simply someone talking about your music and saying like, I don't make music, but
this is how I feel about it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, so that's your job, just talking about me. And it sucks.
Like that Ratatouille thing. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Ratatouille. It's just like that food critic. His objective is just to like go to restaurants and say whether or not you get a fucking star or shit. So
yeah, but in that sense, it's is it different? Well, I'm like, he's tasting the food quality. Yes, you can.
Yeah, and he's critiquing. Like, so in a way, like, it is pretty similar. It's just that we're putting the medium of, instead of music, it's the chef's best work, or whatever they deem the best work.
Well, yeah, I guess because I almost was stumped there for a second, but then I'm just like, the biggest stooped on stump, man. I was almost stumped because I had to think about it, but then I'm just like, I think the main issue is the fact that everything is subjective. Most things are subjective. I won't say everything. If you have a bad heart, you have a bad heart. It's not subjective. It's
not at all. I could attest to that.
Yeah. But music is subjective, because there's a lot of music that I like that I know a lot of people around me don't like. I'm just like, I like listening to this, so I don't really care if you don't like it. It's your prerogative. I don't know. I just feel like I just hate when I see people that are just kind of like yo, make this music, man. Just make the music. Like, look at the Rihanna situation where everyone's kind of yelling at Rihanna to make it. And it's one of those questions, is she even in it? Does she even really care to? Because at the same time, it's like you try to force an artist to make something, and if they're not in it, then the quality is not going to be there, and you're going to notice it. And instead of being like, damn, I feel bad about forcing her to do this, it's kind of like, oh man, that was trash. Do better. You're just like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. My dude, man. The times I hear all that shit, man, it's just like, okay. Like, I guess I'm guilty for it, like, for certain things, just because, just because, like, people are hyping it up or whatever, right? So, like, when people, like, for me personally, like, when people start hyping up a certain album or when an artist drops something, like, I go all in, and, like, I actually have this, like, big expectation to see, okay, is it actually falling through with their expectation, or are they just gonna listen for the key sound bites, same chord progressions, and all that other same shit? And then, like, they think, oh my god, it's good because they did it, kind of shit, you know? Like, I go in personally as a bigger thing because, like, I want to know what their mindset is with the project involved, and how they came about to be. Like, was this another character that they're developing, or, like, is it just another 16 set playlist that they want to just put it on stream and just so that they can get revenue off of, you know?
Yeah. At the same time, I know there's always the issue also of labels.
Of course, goes without saying.
Because most of the artists we listen to are signed, so they do not have as much freedom unless they became the A-list artist. Then they're good. But if they aren't the A-list artist, they do not have enough freedom to do whatever they want, which sucks.
No, I know.
All right, well, time to wrap it up and end the podcast, guys. It was great.
Got nothing out of that one, huh?
I don't know, man, because I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, what are we doing? Like, I'm just like, all right. The conversation was cohesive earlier. It's kind of like, yeah, listenership, and it's just like, I guess. I guess the only thing I say is I'm like, I would hope, because I can't tell anybody anything. I only can hope. I only can suggest. Take time and listen to music. Like, really listen to music. Because I know when it came to me, only, it's bad because I say when I got into music, it was more so high school. And when I actually started, like, doing music is when I actually started taking it in more. Because I'll say, like, the one album that I really took in for the first time was Kid Cudi's album.
Yeah.
And when I first actually started listening to those lyrics, it was just like, because I've been jamming with this album before, because I was jamming with that album for a good while, and it was just like, shit. When I actually took this in, I'm like, yo, this nigga is really sad, like real sad, because every song was a downer essentially. It was just like good lyrically, production wise, and everything, but at the same time, all that came to my mind was what I feel like he was actually trying to put out is, I need help. I'm not happy. Like, I need somebody, to come check on me. And that's kind of what I perceive it to be. But once that happened, it changed the way I listened to music, because then I know there's a lot of people have been going around and even talking about the whole Love Below album for Andre on the double disc album with Outkast, and it was like, again, of course, one of the best songs to reference and listen to is Hey Ya, because Hey Ya is like this crazy upbeat song where it's just like you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh shit, and then it's the fact that he calls everyone out, and it's just like, it don't even matter, you don't even listen to the words I'm saying in the song, it's like, oh shit, you're right.
He was fucking right. I remember listening to that entire album, and I'm just listening to Hey Ya specifically. I'm like, ain't that some shit? He called me out while listening to him.
Yeah, or probably one of the best songs, because it's like everyone makes the joke about it, but it's like, yo, for real, nobody actually, like, I don't think anyone actually really cared what they're saying because this track is too much of a bop that I don't care. Was City High's I think it was What Would You Do? I don't know if you remember that song where it was like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really took that song in. Like it was too like that groove on it and everything was just too great, and it was just like, bro, nobody's actually really taking this in. Like we all kind of took it in. It was like, yeah, what would you do? Anyways, I'm gonna go get some pussy and listen to this song. I was like, nigga, wait, what?
Whoa. Did you listen to what he said?
Like, I don't think y'all are really taking in the lyrics on this shit. This is another truly sad song.
Yes.
A woman who's having to sell herself to take care of her children. Like, bruh.
Yes.
We had some really messed up times, and that's why I'm like, I won't necessarily blame the old generation or the new generation, because like we did have it in the old generation. We just had no choice to wait. That was the only difference. So at the same time, you had to listen to quality. But I'm like, but at the same time, I feel like that's the old side, but the old side of me that's like, we don't listen. But then again, we had Outkast, we had City High, we had a lot of these sad ass songs. I'm like, did we ever truly listen to music in that sense of like really taking time to listen to what these artists are saying? Because City High was in the 90s. Was it the 90s?
I think so. Yeah, I could quote you on that one. Let me see my trusty fact checker.
So yeah, I wonder. Because we have because essentially you have the top 100 people, top 100 or top 40 listeners who just listen
90s,
to
yeah.
Okay, yeah, good, thank God. I'm like, fuck, I can't remember. I just remember it came out. I was a kid.
Late 90s, yeah.
I was a kid back then, but yeah.
I remember hearing that. I was like, ooh.
What would you do to someone like how? You know that? all that shit. And it's like, yeah, you just jamming.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm just trying to grind on a girl, and I'm like, like this is where everybody gets their insensitivity from, because it's like, yo, bro, everyone's just trying to grind on each other while listening to this person talk about their problems, and no one gives a fuck.
My goodness, my dude, man.
and you know what is like when that change came, I don't know, I guess I pulled the wool over my eyes to think that years later when I did my first mixtape, sad ass mixtape called My Affliction, I thought people would think the same way I did when I listened to Kid Cud's album, when it was like, I am sad here, and I presented these songs, and like the way people reacted was not the way that I thought they would react. At the same time, I don't know if I was happy about it. I was gonna say at the same time I was happy
about releasing My Affliction, or
I was happy about releasing My Affliction. I was happy about the impact to a degree, but at the same time, I wonder. I'm like, I feel like it was a bittersweet moment, because it was one of those things like, hey guys, need some, like, through music, I need some help. Like, I'm feeling really down and going through a lot of bullshit, and then it's just like everyone calls, yo man, I love Till I'm Gone. I'm like, are you okay? Because we would
I'm asking him, are you okay?
I'm like, because I know what these songs are about, and it's hard for these songs, to me, it was hard for these songs to be misinterpreted, because the fucking hook was, I'm drinking until I fall over, got no need to ever be sober, still waiting for the day to be done, till that day I'm gonna be so gone. But it was just, but everybody loved the melody of it more so than anything, because I'm just like,
yeah, that's what everyone kept saying. And like
I am drinking until I fall over, got no need to ever be sober, still wait. Nigga, don't sing on it. You're fucking me up. There's a delay.
Right. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I thought we were in the same room.
This nigga. Either way, that was a melody. That's pretty much what everyone remembers up to. Nobody kind of remembers the darker parts as it goes on. They're just like, yeah, I remember, because no one would actually remember that it was called Till I'm Gone. Everyone was just like, yeah, I remember the drinking song. Yeah, the drinking till or whatever. And I'm like, and it bothered me so
okay?
much, and it bothered me so much that people liked that song in the way that they did, because it was like, you're not supposed to like it like it's a jam to go to a club to, or, you know, it's a sad song. Don't like it like this. Understand it. But no, but at the same time, I wasn't telling anybody to do that, because I was like, I still need you to like my shit and play me and suggest me to people. So it's
the Artist Agony kind of mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's this point of like, I need to sell records, but at the same time, I would love for you to understand what I'm talking about in the art and my pain. And it's just like, yeah, I made a masterpiece. So, and you'll say the song, you'll say to one person, this is priceless. I don't think I could ever sell this. And then someone comes with $1 million and rent's about due. $1 million is looking pretty good. Your art's suddenly not that priceless anymore.
Like a piece of your soul. Because like I remember, like, yeah, every single like song I've ever made, like I've always had a piece of my soul to it, because like I've associated a screenshot, or like lack of a better, like a flashback to what I was going through when making this song, and I can understand where you're coming from. So like when you told me about the entire My Affliction album, I'm like, I was the first one who said, dude, are you okay?
Not at all.
And then I knew that because like at the time, like that was the first time I was 2 provinces away when you were telling me about the making of My Affliction, and I'm just like, huh.
Well, you just knew about all the things where My Affliction essentially came from. Like you already knew the story, so it was like it was what it was. Like at the same time, I'm not gonna act like, oh man, buried my heart out, I'm not happy about this project. Like I was hyped because again, like I had 2 songs. This is when I was taking my switch to singing, and I was hype about a lot of the songs I was singing and doing, because it just, you know, it felt good. But at the same time, it was one of those things where I was hoping a lot of people would take in, you know, yes, the first layer of it, yeah, the beats, the melodies, and whatever. But then I was hoping that people would really listen and take in the lyrics, what's being said. Because at that time, I'm like, this shit was like, it meant something to me, and I'm like, okay, I kind of hope that when people listen to this, they really understand, and you know, so there was people who did relate, but at the same time, there was the masses that were just kind of like, yeah, you know,
this beat's hype.
Yeah, you know, I like this track, and it's like, well, like it was just like you only listen to that skin deep part of it, where it's like you only scratch the surface of what this is about. So that's why I'm like, I feel like music, it's always going to be a bittersweet situation, even though I'm like, I wish this would happen, but I'm like, hey, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah. I think it's becoming more and more thing. Like, I guess like when people do digest music more, or like just the arts and culture more, like again, like you've mentioned, like there's a lot of people who said, there's a few people from your circles who said that they vibe with that song because they feel what you're saying, right? So like in a way, like it is it's a double like edged sword. Like you want the masses to feel what the art is about, but simultaneously, like I don't know, like I don't know where I was going with that, but like yeah, like that's
what I'm saying. It's this bittersweet moment. It's this place of of being in the middle where I want. It's okay. Again, there's being the artist, where you want people to take the art in as what it is supposed to be, but then there is the business side of it. As at the same time, I want you to take this in. I want you to share this. I want you to, you know, make it big.
Appreciate it for what it is. Yeah.
And weirdly, you can't have both. I don't know. I don't know. It's confusing in my mind. I'm like, I'm trying to make sense of it right now, but I'm like, I can't.
No. I've seen it too. I've seen it so many times, because like especially like one of the tracks that that hit me the most was the fact that you had the line where you said, "I'm at my wits' end, drinking past the weekend."
Oh yeah.
That one song I always like try to parody off of, because like
breaking, yeah.
Yeah. Because like especially like the interlude associated with that, it's like you feel something, right? And then like you hope that like there is a listener out there who like actually understands where you're coming from, and then they can vibe with. But like at the same time, like it was a powerful track for me personally.
I mean, I'm glad. Yeah. I've had
Considering like yeah.
I guess yeah, it's you gotta take whatever you can get in a lot of these situations, and I feel like it is at the end of the day, it is what it is. Of course, yes, I would like it to be like this, but that's just the artist in me that wants it to be like, take it for the art that it is. It is priceless. Don't just throw it out after one listen. It's not some fucking hubba bubba. Fucking flavor runs out quick. But at the same time, yes.
Facts.
Artists have a little side of being pretentious because, yes, we want our art to be considered art. But at the same time, there is the business aspect and we are trying to sell it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that, like, yeah, my first single that went out, Want It Back, like,
did really well.
Really, it was kind of, yeah. I'm grateful that it did really well, but, like, it really had a dark connotation to it.
I mean, everybody likes dark music at the end of the day. Like, I try not to make as much dark music, but I find I'm like, yeah, everybody likes that shit. Nobody really likes when you're happy. When I think about it, I'm like, nobody really likes when you're happy and you're on your happy shit, because I love Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan is one of my favorite singers, and I'm like, when she does those hurt tracks, I'm just like, oh man, she did it again, dog. 'Cause she is killing it. But it's when she's sad. Just like a lot of people love sad Mary J. Blige. Don't really like the happy songs, and it's kind of like,
yes,
I understand.
Yes.
One of my
I feel that.
Who's one of my other favorites? Gnarls Barkley. Gnarls Barkley, the 2 albums they did are just straight sad music. I love it. Fucking love both those albums. They're in my top 5. I love Saint Elsewhere and Odd Couple. Like,
yes,
those 2 albums are my shit. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, if they were making happy music, would I like it? Probably not.
Understandable, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This conversation, I feel like it didn't really go anywhere. I hope someone took something from it.
Yeah. Well, if you want, like, yeah, let us know in the comments down below, like, what is this feel good, or like this feels the album that you don't think people appreciate truly for, you know? Like, I want to hear, like, I honestly want to hear what other people have, like, or yeah, what other people see. What?
Okay, let's make this a better question, because I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't understand that.
Yeah.
How do you listen to music?
There we go. Yeah.
Are you a one and done person? Or are you one of those people who likes to take in everything, the track orders, you know, the lyrics, the beats, how they all kind of coincide with each other and all that kind of stuff? Like, do you like to actually dive deep into an album, or are you a person who just kind of likes to listen to the singles and just listen to a song, you know, kind of quickly or whatever? Honestly, neither is bad, because as an artist, we are getting the plays. We're thankful for it. We would love for people to actually relate, but you know, it is what it is. You got to take whatever you can get. But yeah, how do you listen to music?
New question of the day.
So this is gonna be one of the shorter podcasts today, because honestly, we have been busy doing a lot of our own things that we haven't been able to keep up with the culture or have many topics to talk about. I know we're only on the 3rd episode, but it happens sometimes. We're busy. I'm working on a project right now that I can't talk about because, you know, A-squar is doing his stuff, so he can't really talk about it right now. But things are coming. Things are coming.
They definitely are. Yeah.
Just give us time.
Yeah. Well, in theory, like when we've done this when we air this 3rd podcast, we would have had like 21 days worth of content. Really, like we've done this for 3 weeks now, so I'm pretty grateful that we have. Like, I'm glad that we stuck through this, and you know, just keep doing this.
I'm not gonna celebrate on the 3rd one. I'm gonna wait till we make like a substantial number, because 3 weeks is like, yeah, we did this, you know, 3 times, and then we quit. You know, because then you know, I mean, it sounds like a pre-celebration to be like, right, we did 3. Like, nigga, at least celebrate 5. I mean, at least be, or don't celebrate 5. Be happy for 5. Make it to 10. Then make it to, what we're trying to actually make it to. But,
Okay, cool.
But either way, yes. I guess, take it as a good thing that, we did the 3 so far, but we'll be back again next week.
Oh, definitely. All right. I've been A-squared.
I am Randy Bell. This is the NFS podcast where we have nothing to sell, but everything to tell.
All right. Peace.
Peace easy.